side, though, way more creative on their pickups. We see 3 Pharaohs, 1 Weaver, new one over there, and Ajax again coming out from Splinty, who has had an immaculate play on towards the previous map of Bowl, really saving his team when they needed a little bit of support.
Definitely get a nice moustache with the Weaver though, so that is a reason enough already to go for the pickup on the class. Grenades being tossed, nothing really happening. Now, of course, when you're using these SMGs, they are great, just not for the longer angles, so you need to make sure that you're using them whilst moving. As Meyer playing with that AK-74U, I believe it is, just it's a smaller version of it. Of course, lower recoil than a usual one. I'm not quite sure what ammo was inside, but it's important as well. No, I know there's bullets inside. It would be weird if it's something else.
Hey, just to make sure that we're on the same page there, as Splinty is just holding the angle on towards one of the upper positions that Chris seems to favor slightly. Very intrigued by Acend just going for that 5 times SMG, but Tony opens up the score. Cheeky's kept going down, and HEPTA now when the point opens has a slight player lead, 1 more than the rest. But let's not forget, no damage being dealt to the others until Vasily moves in. Kowo going down. Suddenly, HEPTA is the strong and dominant force. They lose a bit on Vasily. They lose a player on towards Meyer, but still they have 1 more, and they want to have much more. It's Chris, however, with the turnaround.
That's the gamble they took. They all went for the SMGs. It's a bit more difficult to actually go for, first of all, penning this little the metal in the boxes, but also, of course, just for these longer angles. This is where the assault rifles are really going to be shining. And Chris able to, well, actually do a little bit of damage. He goes down himself as well. The 2-on-3, HEPTA do have the favor here in terms of men count. Not quite sure if they are in positioning as well.
Cleanup crew about to come in 5 seconds. That means either team has to either make a move towards the point or just survive for long enough. And Brax making a little bit of noise with his pinball gun. And now Terratex is trying to fight for his life, unable to survive. Though capture coming down from HEPTA, and Brax is not on towards the point, has no opportunity to close this out. Splinty with the last one, and HEPTA takes the 1-0 lead after the first round, and it's a good, really good start for them.
Yeah, it's a good start for them indeed, and now they know, you know, it's all going to be these run and gun classes potentially to be coming through, and you know, they will pen their armor, that's fine. They just need to make sure they're not taking any of those headshots, because that is where that SMG will be coming in quite well. Of course, the high rate of fire, if you manage to get it right next to the face or through the helmets that are present on the Pharaohs, then you are going to be able to find yourself with some good success.
Cheeky's kept just with the pre-fire we've seen before, so it's one of the common angles to move from for instance, HEPTA players on their spawn. However, just making sure that they can't move through survives at least a little bit longer. Nades slowly being tossed. Not a big barrage as we might have expected from the Acend side, as they currently do carry 5. Wanting to get HEPTA in towards certain positions, they can then nade out. As Vasily is trying to give some cover fire for himself. Unhit, but gets the kill towards Kowo. And it's again HEPTA with the over the kill, trying to get a second, but unable to do anything against Brax. Refrag may come out because he's going towards half HP already.
Yeah, definitely the classes in the Pharaoh, they have quite a low amount of recoil, but as Chris is able to find a kill as well, being tagged up and taken down right after, though. I believe that might have even been through the container there, so we are stuck on a 3-on-2 actually, as Splinty finds a terror attacks, maybe even through the container itself as well, so definitely having the pen power that they need.
Yeah, but that's the favor of the higher caliber rounds that HEPTA is bringing towards this battle, that they are able to penetrate so much more, both armor and surfaces. With that, they now have a 1-player lead. Objective about to open, just a single objective here on towards Bay-5, being it not having the biggest range of all the maps out there. And now we will see if HEPTA wants to bait out Acend, but they just don't know where the players are. They know they've hit on towards Brax. They just don't know how much. They don't know where he's moving. They don't know where Cheeky's cav is. And that really, really slows down their approach towards the side as well. But if they hear the bullets that Cheeky's just firing now, maybe in a bait, but at least they have a little bit of a hunch on towards 1 player.
Now, every Tarkov player also knows that playing and stepping on metal is one of the loudest sounds you can make in the actual game, except for, of course, shooting. So anybody that's wearing a headset and Brax running around on those containers is going to be heard by anybody that's close enough to pick up on that sound. So that is something to keep in mind, as Scav cleanup crew is going to be sent in right now. See, Cheeky Scav is holding up the objective quite nicely. He has a good line of sight. He's cover on his left as well that he needs to hold, though. Brax is in sight right now. He's quickly starting the timer, but running out as well. Cheeky Scav is now taking down a bunch of these cleanup crews, but he lost his teammate in the process.
Meyer goes down by a Scav as well. Splinty is now trying to wreck him out as well. 1 on 2 for Scav still to do what needs to be done. Has lost his teammate. HEPTA is now going for the point. His higher ground might be beautiful. Takes down Splinty. Now only Twisted is alive in a 1-on-1. And Twisted has a longer angle, also slightly the high ground. Whereas Cheeky has already moved down. It's making a lot of noise. There's still a little bit of a cleanup crew trying to move around and trying to find these players. And oh, the angle. Twisted knew exactly where he was going. And HEPTA wins back-to-back rounds.
Waiting patiently, not wanting to give away his position there. He knew the radiation was about to be coming in. And maybe he felt more, you know, ready for a potential healing battle out there. Again, a great opening from Vasily. It really felt like an eternity ago with the amount of action we had this round.
Keeping the cool, calm, collected play. And then you see Cheeky with a pistol in hand, maybe a little bit out of ammo as well, clearing out some of those scavs in the cleanup crew, having to do something differently. Now you see Cheeky trying to move in towards a position pre-fired earlier by the Acend side, where usually a lot of players from their spawn would move to. And this means that, well, HEPTA apparently doesn't know the wallbang, doesn't really want to go for it, doesn't want to expend too much ammo. But let's not forget, you get a lot in towards this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, of course, you are definitely able to continue on firing. And of course, the reason for that is as well that the armor got a bit more beefy. So it's going to be a bit harder to, you know, actually get those kills. The time to kill gone up a little bit. So Vasily just waiting over, providing some elevated support to the rest of his team. 40 seconds before the capture point goes up. Nothing really happened yet. Now, the thing is, if we do go to the capture point in a one-on-one fight, I believe that Acend is actually favored because of those high fire rate guns. It is just that, you know, if they take these early engagements one-on-one on a bit of a longer range, that HEPTA is truly shining over Acend. So that is maybe something that Acend needs to work at. As Twisted gets one, knows about a second, just dumping his entire magazine into it, allowing his teammate to move through. Splinty will find a kill onto Cheeky Scav as well. 3 left standing on Acend, and so far it's been going, well, HEPTA's way completely this game.
What an amazing turn there for Twisted to be able to at least get the first kill and get out alive. Heals himself back up, and now we have a 5-on-3 in favor of the HEPTA side. Objective opened up. You see Acend trying to at least move a little bit closer so they can fend off when they want to go for the capture. And with the SMGs on the close range, as you said, they have the upper hand. Now a good spot as well here on towards a player, but a almost scuff spray from Chris, able to eventually convert on towards Tony, brings it back in towards an equal situation, takes down Splinty as well, wants to go on towards a bird, can't connect, but terror attacks can. Meyer goes down, and suddenly Acend is in the driver's seat.
And this is what I was saying, as long as they play around the objective near the close quarters of the containers, those SMGs are going to be reigning supreme. You're just way quicker, you have less sway, able to ADS way quicker as well. You really see the point clicking coming through from the side of HEPTA as Twisted will take down one, but drops himself right after. And Acend, they find themselves with a round on the board as well.
Chris just doing the work, getting a triple for his team, able to bring them back in towards this one despite a, well, I dare to say, almost unlucky start with Twisted doing some work that you might not have expected. It's just Chris being able to move across towards angles that should be known to HEPTA, should be thought about, but still he was able to get up and down, get a few frags, and now put the first round on the board for Acend.
Maybe just not paying attention to it at that time, or having it clear before and then deciding let's time to cut a different angle up. Cheeky Scav goes on the hiding inside the warehouse, just gonna play a close corner there, doesn't want to really give anything away. And as I said, Acend, if they are around the objective, they will reign supreme. Brax being taken down quite early is a very important lesson, or a very important feat for the side of Acend, because he has been deadly with this kit, especially over the last 2 maps.
Meyer opening up the score, first kill for himself in this match so far, but an important one to at least open the score against the Acend side. And now they are again on the back foot. Doesn't really face him too much because they know what Chris can do, but Cheeky Scav takes down Splinty as well. Returns one, but loses his life to Tony. HEPTA stays in control. But still, there's a long way to go, as we saw in the previous round. One kill does not guarantee you the round win.
Quick pop of the painkiller just in case you are ending up in a bit of a gunfight that breaks your leg in the next couple of seconds, just so you can continue walking on and not having to worry about being sent down that way. 15 seconds before the capture point goes live. Again, Acend has the advantage as soon as they are near the container area. That is where their guns really shine. HEPTA everywhere around it. So they're trying to take out as many of the Acend players as they can before they even reach that point. And as the capture point now goes live, it is going to be HEPTA that need to decide whether or not they want to go for a capture or if they want to play this in a different way.
They just don't have the angle. The overwatch from Acend is just too strong. Chris, in the meantime, takes down one, but will be traded by Twisted. Now it is a 3-on-2. Now HEPTA still wants to move in. Two players will be spotted out. Go, how does he live after getting that first kill and seeing two players? Tarkov as well takes down Meyer, only Twisted alive. He's moving up, he doesn't know where they are, and will be double teamed. Acend now back on towards an equal score. 2-on-2 will be where we're at. And we were so happy to see HEPTA get a little bit of a stride early on. But apparently they've also lost the feeling.
Yeah, but that's it. Acend have figured out that if they play around the containers, they just seem to be doing a bit better. Just a high fire rate up in that close combat area really works out well, especially if you combine it with a teammate that's able to step in for you if your magazine just ran dry. So Acend really leaning into the strength of their kit right now, and maybe even giving Virtus.pro a couple of IDs at their next best of 3.
Breaks opening up the score. Kowo as well stepping up, and then Tony and Vasily are able to get some in return, but not enough just yet. Luckily, Meyer is still alive. He has an SMG. He gets two. He wins the round, and that is, I believe, the fastest round we've seen the entire tournament. Both teams just going head to head, and here it will be HEPTA finally back on top, finally with the lead again.
It might be one of the quickest tournaments rounds that we've seen in the tournament, indeed. What was that? Let's see. The final kill comes in 30-ish seconds. It's going to be like 25 seconds for the entire round. 23 seconds for the entire round. Definitely very quick.
It's got to be a good one for Giga and Demo to put in towards their tables, because sometimes things just go a little bit faster than you might expect. Nades fly out, no kills with it in this entire map just yet. And a very slow round. The last one was already done by the time we were here. And now we see no damage being dealt, no players spotting each other, no shots actually being fired just yet. But the facility is trying to go for a little bit on the aggressive. But currently it's Acend also just trying to hold off, having the long range. And you see mobile people just trying to shoot from range, dealing a ton of damage on towards Splinty. Nade flying as well towards his position. He will survive though, and that means that Cheeky Scav will have to throw another one, and he fails it.
Where does that land? Right inside, yeah, I was going to say, that bounce back, that might actually blow him up if he's not careful enough. Meyer, though, will find a kill onto Terratax. It's going to be pretty banged up together with Splinty, of course, so they need to be careful as soon as those SMGs start coming through. They need to be getting themselves in a good position, though, because as soon as the capture goes on, I keep on saying it, Acend playing around those containers is going to be very deadly with that current kit. Anywhere else, HEPTA is going to be the supreme team. Otherwise, Acend is going to be able to clutch it out. So they need to find the middle ground there.
It's 5-on-4. HEPTA is trying to get more kills their way. Twisted just spraying his entire mag, dumping all the bullets in range. But Kowo, Brax, they will get some kills. Brax is able to get away, but Kowo will fall. Still a 3-on-3. HEPTA losing the player lead, but the objective is now currently live. It is dangerous. It is able to be captured.
30 seconds before the cleanup crew comes in. Chris with the last bullet will be able to find Vasily before he gets traded out himself by Tony. 2-on-2. Cheeky still inside the warehouse as Tony finds his teammate, meaning he's in a 1v2 position right now. A capture could be on the cards here for HEPTA, and Cheeky Scav is just hiding behind. He's just looking so he can slowly cut himself the pie towards the objective. He has eyes on it now, so he's going to be watching it. Manages to get the first kill. His position thus is given away, but still the capture goes on. The second player is in there as well. He needs to get him, but he does not. It is going to be Splinty that gets that kill and puts HEPTA yet another round up.
I believe Splinty actually went off this side for a little moment, so the timer actually reset. But still, he's able to make it work. Sweaty hands have to be dried as well after such an intense play, an intense round as well, coming down to the wire. 4-2. HEPTA are are extending their lead, and they were so close, so incredibly close, and indeed the capture timer did reset in the end. And now we'll see Acend needs to make a mark with their nades. Same goes for HEPTA. The nades just too silent at this moment in time in this map.
Yeah, you really want to be making use of that, and you know, even keeping one in pocket for later on. As Twister gets one kill, pre-fires the next angle as he knows there's a player around it. Tony gets that kill, so brings it up to a 3-on-5. HEPTA really trying to walk away with it with a grenade onto a teammate. It's definitely not ideal as Kowo goes down as well. Chris, the last man standing in a 1v5, needs to ace clutch this if he wants to win it. Flashlights are shining over him. He spots one player, gets that kill, tries to run away from whoever might be near him. He knows someone's right on top of the container, opens up, has to run for his life. As he goes for a reload, he's being pushed by every single given opportunity. Spots two, gets one kill, has to reload again. Only 3 magazines left, but somehow he's been able to still live for now as he gets a third. 2 more to go for the ace clutch to stick. The capture point is not active as a 4th member shows himself. The shots are coming through and Twister will find him from the side. And HEPTA really expanding on that lead, looking to make it towards the lower finals tomorrow.
Yeah, the good start from HEPTA towards lane made it possible for them to get such a strong lead. Buddy system, nades coming in. We said the nades were too quiet. Acend may have listened to it the wrong way, but Chris was able to fight back so strongly, so diligently, but unable to close it out in the end. A 1v5 not possible for himself, and now 5 rounds on the board for HEPTA. 2 more needed to progress in the tournament, and of course get a bit more prize money to boot as well.
It's not just that, but they were looking for an organization as well to maybe carry them through or carry each other through when the Tarkov esports really pops off over the next year, maybe year or 2. So if they have a good opportunity here, if they show themselves to be a top 3 worthy team, as the nades are starting to come through, they might get that pickup. That just drops back a little bit awkwardly. I don't think that's going to be landing anywhere close to HEPTA.
Yeah, the rooftop just a little bit of a nuisance there to not have the nade go through to Twisted. Standing by, hoping the player of the SMG will push him in, because he would expect them to do so. Nade still flying out, Acend unable to connect with any of them. Same goes for HEPTA currently. And Meyer thinks he knows where a player might be. He knows where he might be coming from. Chris ready to nade, more towards the side as well. I believe towards Meyer currently, but no damage being dealt again. A little bit of a stalemate, 25 seconds left on the clock. And the point is about to open as Brax takes down Splinty. There will be a refrag from Meyer. There will still be a 4-on-4. Kowo under fire. He is hurt.
Yeah, he's going to have to deal with that broken leg and blacked out leg at the very same time. So it's going to be, you know, a rough raining of a round there as Tony finds Chris, one of the healthy members that was still left on the side of Acend. Terratex does have a little bite back, though, to make sure it stays in a 3-on-3. And with 40 seconds left on that clock before we head towards the next phase, it's suddenly a flurry of the kills coming in. Twisted, the last man standing in a 1v2 right now, will probably be holding off the capture point out there, as, you know, soon will go active. Scouts will be coming through potentially. That's what he's aiming for right now. He cannot go for the capture himself.
Now it's going to be too risky. You're going to be too exposed. Here's a bit of player movement, but unable to get the first shield in, and then you'll be outnumbered, outgunned, and eventually outplayed as well. 5-3. Acend gets a little bit of a smile back on the player closest to the camera, and it's a little bit what they need. They need comfort, they need control, they need to be confident going towards this map, because those SMGs need to get up close, and I think that's really where they're lacking currently.
Yeah, but that's it. Like early on, we just have these long angles that we're playing. So HEPTA in the early game really has the advantage. It's only until Acend really gets in and around the objective like we see right now, where their SMGs can start to shine. So Chris going very aggressive early on. Kowo as well, taking some of that high ground. Grenades are starting to pop in everywhere as Meyer just saw a couple of shots come towards him. The grenade again on the teammate! What's happening there?
It's because Chris went in so deep so fast, he was able to be naded where maybe a player would be. Kowo and Brax, however, luckily able to respond, and that means that Acend has a big player lead. They're in a 4-on-2 situation. Tony tries to bring it back, but Cheeky Scat will just take his head. At least only Meyer left standing. A 1v4, he's moving in. He has, of course, a still strong weapon to work with, but he's so outnumbered, he's so outmatched, he's so outpositioned as well. He can do nothing against the point being captured when it becomes active.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, it's still 30 seconds before the capture point becomes active, so he's hoping that Acend might be going for a bit of a kill-hungry strategy. See if they can maybe go for a hunt, or maybe another team kill with a grenade to come through. Or
maybe two.
Maybe even, you know, just some shots being fired. I mean, Brex is about to be throwing his grenade, so who knows where that will land. We've seen 2 team kills already in the last 2 rounds. This time, Acend will save their own members as Meyer moving and underneath gets the headshot onto Kowo. That's 1 out of the 3 he needs to find. But 5 seconds before the capture point goes live, spots another one to go through. A little bit of damage done onto Cheeky Scav. Survives for now, is fighting back as well. But this gives them the opportunity to actually go for the capture because they know exactly where they are. Meyer will be able to get 1, not the second though. Break shuts him down, and that is going to be yet another round for Acend.
They tried to bait out where he was. They knew eventually they still had 4 players. It's so easy to then just get a little bit of a player in a position to then flank him, as then you have to bait him in towards the point as well. Cheeky Scav, beautiful shots from him. Meyer did what he needed to do. 2 beautiful headshots, but it's just not enough. And Brax will just go around the corner, make the 4th round happen for Acend. And now the nades again will start flying. Hopefully not on towards the teammate of Acend, because well, 2 rounds in a row might be a little bit too bad for him.
I mean, if you send them out this early on, there's no way they will be killing your teammate, right? Unless they bounce back in a really unfortunate way. Vasily already is moving in. Terratax goes down. Brax taking a bit of damage as well as he has to reload his gun. Gets chased down by Vasily, who has a second for that round. He's quite banged up himself, but, you know, those 2 kills have gone uncontested so far. Tony receiving some shots as well, but HEPTA still active with 5 guns in that game. And that's the most important part for this early game, as the SMG chases around. Kowo and Chris both will find 1, bringing it back to a 3-on-3.
Execution cell with the high ground coming in from Acend, taking 2 kills back in return. Vasily, of course, being hit, and the same goes for Chris on Kowo on Acend's side. And the nades, they are still here. They will be thrown out a little bit on the late side, but it might still have a very big impact. Oh, close by to Vasily. If that would have hit him, it actually hit to Twisted, I believe. Half HP gone. Will be able to heal, but will be very heavily hit by that nade. The damage done will be irreparable.
Acend looking to get themselves back up to 5-5. And again, we expected this to be a very close map, but it's really been playing into 2 different kind of play styles. Acend, who is like basically Acend themselves if they are playing amongst the containers, whereas HEPTA, they really need to get these early kills whilst Acend is still trying to get into position so they can play it out in a numbers game right afterwards. This being a 3-on-3 with a capture point going on, I think it favors Acend again. Like as soon as the fight is going on around the actual objective, they are most likely going to be ending up on top, unless it's going to be HEPTA able to show up as a team and isolate these 1v3s and make sure that Acend doesn't stand a chance of fighting back.
No, definitely. Still even numbers, and the time is moving through and through. Vasily just wants to heal a little bit himself, as well as to Twisted. Is luckily a little bit more healthy. His head is blacked out though by the nade, so a ton of damage come through. And of course the damage will radiate through towards his other limbs if he hits, or at least takes more hits.
He's going to be dead if he gets shot.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, if you need to black out any part of the body, I think the head is the best to actually get at that point.
Cleanup crew is moving into Twisted. Thought about going for the side, but Vasily already being cleaned up by the Scat. Same goes for Twisted. No, it's Chris actually taking him down, and Chris will be responded upon. Only Splinty in 1v2. Will Acend actually dare to go towards the side, such a central point, such a vulnerable point as well, whereas Splinty just wants to survive for a longer time. Kowo takes down 4 scabs, and Splinty's going for the long route as Kowo just gets tapped away. Only Cheeky Scab, only Splinty, a 1v1. Are they near each other? Yes. Cheeky Scab's actually on the other side of this warehouse. Little does he know, but I think Splinty might have heard him.
I mean, radiation will be coming in at some point as well, and then it's just going to be who's going to be healing first, but also the question of, is someone going to be making a push when they expect the other person to heal? As Cheeky Scab's actually going to go for the rush down here on the actual container. He's going to be walking right out the door. Does he check it? No, he does not. Gets taken down, and HEPTA put themselves up onto match point.
Match point for HEPTA to move through in the tournament. The crowd favorite, and now on towards 6 rounds. 1 more needed. You see stress, you see panic slightly by Acend already. And I think the one thing we can do is have a little bit of a cheer for HEPTA to make sure they know the crowd is behind them. They know they can close it out right here, Hap.
That's it. Again, 90 seconds of trying to eliminate as many as you can on the side of Acend, and this is really important for HEPTA, right? Like, again, early game works for them as Vasily gets the first kill with a frag grenade. This time it's not a team kill that we're seeing, and it is Terratex that goes down by it. So that is going to be one of those good fraggers taken out. If you find Chris, though, that is going to be even more valuable because he's been really screaming around this map with that Vimple.
And the interesting thing is, Chris, in the first few matches of the group stage, not really too impressive, but since then he's become stronger. Vasily takes down Brax as well now. HEPTA in a 5-on-3 situation. 2 kills in their favor. Nate still flying across the map, but also the bullets. It's going to be Vasily with a second on towards Kowo. Acend is struggling to hold on. And time is dwindling down as well as their numbers. It seems as if HEPTA is strong, but they also make mistakes. Chris takes one, but bullets fly by. He gets wallbanged. He is tagged up. They find him. And only Cheeky Scav is alive. And he's on the floor, screaming for his team back towards the spawn. He doesn't know what to do, App.
It is only Cheeky Scav that's currently keeping Acend in the tournament here in a 1v4. 14 seconds until the capture point goes live, and you can almost bet that HEPTA is going to go full force onto that capture point. The SMG is not going to be able to kill all 4 of those members in 7 seconds, and he's not even close to it yet. He needs to make a move. And as it goes live, the capture is instantly there from HEPTA. They go off it. There's one right on top. He's taking and getting at least that kill, bringing it back to a 1v3, but the capture is going on. 2 seconds, 1, and HEPTA go through towards the lower finals in the tournament.
HEPTA will return tomorrow. They will have yet another chance to fight for, of course, the title. Unfortunately, that means Acend is gone, but HEPTA, they will celebrate together with the crowd as well. People are hyped, and rightfully so. What a match from them. Losing the first map 4-7, coming back 7-on-5 on towards Poland, destroying their opponents on Bay-5. Suddenly, everything came together, and suddenly, everything ticked with their lineup.
And look at them being happy right there, just celebrating with the crowd that's still around cheering for them.
You'd almost want to cheer with him as well. He has an Adidas fan, so he's already on brand. Truly an enjoyer of life. Fist bumps being exchanged with the Acend players, of course, not being happy with the loss, but of